how much more quickly I can make the go live button work. I think it's faster this time. Live video is starting on Facebook. So just like last month, the YouTube's got our feed like moments earlier than Facebook, but there we go on Facebook as well. Jade and I were just talking about baseball. I don't usually wear a baseball themed hat on our Monkey Pod live streams, but I did today. And I only started going to Blue Jays games like a year or two ago because my brother took an interest and he bought some like season seat flex passes. And he just told me at the last game that if he could go somewhere else to see a game, it would be in Jade's neighborhood. So maybe
I
we should
love it.
scrap all of the August announcements and just say that we'll be couch surfing Jade's house
Yeah.
sometime for
And I love sports. Go
Go
sports.
Sports. Go Sports
Go
Ball.
sports.
All right, Jade, we have a little challenge on our hands, which is to tell Monkey Pod Universe. So, what's going on, Monkey Pod Universe? All about the plans we have for August. There's probably more plans coming for August, but there are a couple of plans that are already well underway. We're 1 week before the new month turns over, and we just want to share how people can come and be involved in Monkey Pod, and also recap a couple of the items that maybe people missed last month. But the challenge, because we both love talking so much, is to try to get this done in like 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes is impossible. Let's see what happens.
Listen, updates
Uh,
are important, but
uh,
entertaining people is also important. So
absolutely.
you don't
All
have to
right.
be friends with us to find us hilarious and adorable. That's all I'm saying. And we want you to be friends with us.
Yeah, you
So
probably are,
come into the
honestly.
fold. Yeah.
All right, let's talk. Let's kick this off. We could talk about. We can go off script. That's fine. But let's kick off with at least the first announcement on our note here. Jade, there was an event last month. You want to tell us about it?
Guys, let's come off this out of the gate with a banger. Email deliverability, very hot. Look at this. Speaking of hot, look at these two guys. But seriously, it was a phenomenal presentation. Cam's really smart. We already know that. But the guest, our guest Dave Lee, is also super duper smart. And like, yeah, we're all nerds. We can talk about nerdy stuff and get into like the technicalities, but it was more about like live demonstrations, more about live use cases of like, hey, this is why you should pay attention to this. Hey, if you do, look at the exponential returns you'll get from paying attention to stuff like this. So, not only is the replay up, do you have the link or do you want me to grab that?
The replay is on
It's on YouTube, right? Yeah.
youtube.com/at monkeypod marketing, and just look for the newest video. It's there. And
Fun
check out the
fact.
rest of the videos while you're there too. Why not?
Yeah, fun fact, pro tip, as MonkeyPod's community manager, oftentimes people will ask a question and MonkeyPod has a blog that answers that question already. And instead of like cataloging and bookmarking and logging everything MonkeyPod has to share with people, I literally just go into Google and I write MonkeyPod and then the search term, or I'll do youtube.com MonkeyPod search term. And so it's already there. So, little
Yeah,
pro tip.
it's like the less arrogant version of let me Google that for you because it's
Yeah.
the Monkey Pod has a blog that'll
Yeah.
cover just that. So this event that we did with Dave Lee. So for those who don't know, Dave is the one of the co-founders of the agency Six Division, and Six Division has created a bunch of software or like that same entity has created software companies to solve more large scale problems that Dave in the webinar described his agency as kind of like the testing ground, the lab where you find out what kind of products need to exist, and they launched earlier. Much earlier in 2025, I think soft launch in 2024, public launch in 2025, product called List Defender. So Dave and I got to talk for most of the time about why it's important to actually actively manage engagement on your list and protect it from spam bots and things like that. We talked a little bit about why the software companies that host email lists don't take a lot of responsibility for this, like how they get to abdicate the responsibility of having a really good hygiene system, and therefore why businesses like List Defenders and others exist. So like we did probably like 70% email strategy, and then near the end, kind of 30% of the session, we got to see how List Defender actually works. So
Yeah.
it's a really cool session.
And I want to add that, like, this is really important to Monkeypod and the company's values to not just be like, who wants to promote their stuff on our show? Like, we invite people we trust, tools we trust. And even when we do that, like our last two webinars were related to people that did have products to sell, but again, these are people that we trust and tools that we use. But even when we do that, we make sure that they come in like, hey, we're going to do a huge educational portion and we'll talk about solutions at the end. So whether or not, you're interested in List Defender specifically, please check it out, because the strategy is invaluable, the use case conversations and the importance of the entire list of problems that List Defender does solve. You should definitely check it out.
Well said. Absolutely. Okay, so item number 2 on our list is that same experience planned again in August. So Dave was our guest in July. In August, we've got a pretty exciting showcase to do, which is Nathan Taylor. So I think a lot of people in our community don't actually know Nathan. Nathan's been running a company called Blink Metrics for much longer than he's been involved in the Keep community. But I met Nathan at the PartnerCon event that happened a number of months ago. I think it was April. And I got to take a look at their Blink Metrics platform, and it just really, really hooked my attention in terms of something that I think lots of businesses of lots of sizes are looking for, but especially people who are spending significant money on their CRM or their advertising or their Salesforce software, but their sales teams. People who are invested in growing their businesses care about their metrics. They care about numbers. And I know that a lot of people I talk to find that their numbers are important to them, but they're kind of separated out, right? They go to their QuickBooks for some expense information. They go to their Calendly for some, show versus no-show information. They go to their email marketing tool to see who's opening emails.
It's crazy out there, guys. I'm like sweating listening to that.
There's just like there's all of this data. There's this abundance data, but even though you've got these great digital systems, I still know a lot of people who are, if they are good at metrics, they're going and copying and pasting those into an Excel or Google Sheets style scorecard. So Nathan is going to do 2 things for us. One is he helped us with writing this blog post. So there's a blog post on monkeypodmarketing.com/blog. If you just look for the top 1 or 2 blog posts in there, you'll see one about building your scorecard. And then after you read that blog post, on the 20th of August, we're going to invite Nathan to host a workshop on setting your lighthouse metrics for your business, like which metrics across all of the things that you track will actually help to know if you're driving your business in the right direction. And just like with the List Defender session, nearing kind of the end of this session, we're going to get to look at the Blink Metrics platform. And like I said, I got to see it just a couple months ago at PartnerCon because, Keep users are adopting this at a whole new pace. Nathan's kind of, become much more popular in the Keep community. It's like a connector tool. So kind of like Zapier is a connector tool where you connect a whole bunch of different things together with these pre-built connections and then make them talk to each other. This is one where you can connect various tools and it sucks the data in from those tools so that you can build like scorecards and dashboards that blend data together from lots of places. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's totally free webinar. It's 26 days away on the 20th of August at 1:00 p.m. Love to see you there. Monkeypodmarketing.com/showcase. We'll put that into the chat in a few minutes here as well.
Mark Petty made a great comment in the chat. He said, "Metrics are so important. What you don't measure, you can't control." Woo! Mama.
Absolutely.
Take
Absolutely.
that,
And the crazy thing is like I said, not everyone maybe needs like deeply sophisticated connected metrics,
right.
but my goodness, people who I meet who spend, 1,000 or 10,000 or $50,000 a month on ads, and have a sales rep who's on commission, have base plus commission, like suddenly the need to like pull these metrics together becomes more and more of a no-brainer, especially as more people get involved in a business.
Right.
So very
Yeah,
cool.
and I love the shape of that because people often look at data metrics like short term. They're like, "Oh, this is my click-through rates on my ads." But like, what if all of the great, long-term value benefits of that are from the shitty, click-through rate ad, but those were the right people, So it's so important to kind of look at everything and from far away. Yeah.
Absolutely. So events, we talked about last month's event. We talked about next month's showcase event with a partner.
Uh-huh.
Another event. We've done fireside chats before. I was a featured guest on a fireside chat years ago, long before I joined Team Monkeypod, when I was a
That's so fun.
Monkeypod member. Jay, do you want to talk about your memories of fireside chat, and then talk
Yes.
about the next
Okay.
one?
So the fireside chat is a super fun thing. We started in the OG membership, pinned in the chat. Yep, yep, because it's the cool kids club basically. And we're constantly having conversations about, tips and tricks and strategies and how-tos and all of these things. But we're also humans, and we a lot of us have, because of the membership, become really good friends. This is how I met my best friends basically. And so we like to highlight the humans and kind of get to know people. So we, we'll handpick people that we would like to bring on stage and have like a fireside chat, just like a human to human, non-scripted, non-promotional, a conversation about the member and how they got to be here and what they're good at, and sort of like we always tie it into like life lessons, and it's so fun. And so we're bringing that back. We put it on pause for a while because we weren't sure if like we just did it because we had fun doing it or if people got value from it. And we kept hearing people say like, "Oh, I missed that." So we're like, "Okay, we'll bring it back."
Yeah.
Which, by the way, friends, like we're doing this monthly live stream to tell you what's coming up, like this awesome fireside chat, for example, and these webinars and replays. And so we are here for you. So if you're like, "Oh, I would love to see a webinar on this," or "I think there's a big vacuum of information, on this and this
Yeah.
outdated information on that," let us know what you want to learn about, because we can tap into our resources of really smart humans.
And that's exactly it, Jade. You said like we weren't sure, like we were, we
Yeah.
sat around kind of a year ago, like, is it just because we like them, or is it because our members like them?
Yeah.
And in the time that I've been, working here at Monkeypod, kind of like 18 months now, I have done one-on-one sessions, some recording sessions for some upcoming trainings, also just some like meet and greets with some of our members who wanted to book some one-on-one time with me, and like bringing back live virtual, but like synchronous on camera at the same time events is something that I heard in like virtually every call I've done over the last
Yeah.
year and a half. So we feel really, really good about bringing this back.
Yeah.
So two things. One is that the next one is on August 7th at 2:30 Eastern. The other events we've talked about so far is for Monkeypod Universe. It's for absolutely anybody, whether you're a member of our private community or not. Fireside chats are for folks inside of our private community, focusing on a
Keep
member
doing.
from our community. So the one coming up, if you are a member of our community, you have access to this Monkeypod Grove Facebook group. This is how you get the fireside chat with our member Paul Hawkins on your calendar, is to
Mhm.
go into the private Facebook community, and to find that event that's coming up on August 7th. So Paul is somebody I know in real life. We live in the same city here. And this person is just like a networker, like a connector. Like if I go to an in-person networking event, whether it's one he's hosting or not, he'll come over and greet and say like, "Who do you know? Who do you want to know? What's your, and like kind of takes on that that wingman role for like lots and lots of people,
Yeah.
but never in like a super pushy or salesy way either. Like he just is the person who makes those, like, you know, whether it's a 10-person networking event or a 100-person networking event, and like you're feeling kind of nervous, like self-conscious about meeting people, he's usually the one who like breaks that ice for people like me. He left a large organization, a Chamber of Commerce Board of Trade organization, as an employee, started his own networking company 7 or 8 months ago, and is running like 5 events, like from small coffee chats to large masterminds and things. He's running like 5 a week. And so he's going to talk to us just about being a member and like, you know, getting to where he's at in his business, in his life. But also, I think we'll have a question or two for him about like how that in-person networking vibe became such a big and important part of his life. So if you're a member, you'll find you can just add it to your calendar right from the Facebook group there. It'll be a Zoom call, so it won't just be, you know, him and I broadcasting to you. It'll be all of us in the room chatting together. So go check that out. We'd love to see you there. And the other thing Jade was saying is like if you have a specific thing you want to learn, a member you want to meet, a product you want showcased, let us know. Like email us any day, and we will be here to help you with that.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add.
Cool.
So good.
So that brings us to, you know, nobody else is keeping track, but on my little doc here, I think we're at number 5.
Yes. I have some flavor to add to this, so I'll do it. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we have a private community, and the bread and butter of which is it's a Facebook group. You saw some, you know, live screenshots and activity of that, and my personal, like, professional expertise is in community engagement and intentionally driving that. And I like developed this whole like methodology based off of what Cam and Greg and I have done that really, really works in the Monkeypod community. And the result is, I'm sure everyone watching this is in dozens, if not hundreds, of Facebook groups, most of which are not super great or are like, you know, being sold and DM'd and all sorts of like crazy stuff. This is the most genuine and the most active community you could possibly ever dream to be in. I paid to be in this membership when I could barely pay to feed my family, but it was worth it because I was like, I need to hang out with these smart people. And it absolutely propelled me to the most success I've ever had because I was in a room full of smart, caring, giving, shirts off their back people. So it's really, really incredible. But the flavor that I was alluding to was in the material that I do to help teach people to mimic the community engagement success that we have in Monkeypod. One of the things I talk about is the KPIs, the key performance indicators, the metrics you should be looking at and constantly measuring. And one of which is, you know, pretty commonly know the participation rate and the engagement rate, meaning how many people are in the community are actively participating. However, the engagement rate is actually a really juicy metric. And that means of the people that are participating, how much are they participating? And a really healthy rate is like between 1 and 200%, meaning if I'm going to post in the community and I'm counting this metric, I post once or twice, or I click and comment and do that once or twice a month. Monkeypods is almost 600%. Because everybody there loves being there and they're like, oh my god, that's so cool. And like most of the time it's not just like question and answers, it's question and answers and jokes and gifs and funny and like, oh my god, look at that. And then so that reminds me of something, and then we start a whole new conversation about it. It's insane and wildly valuable, both because of the human relationships and the amazing expertise you get to tap into, and of course, you know, the questions you personally get answered. I find more value in the other conversations, the stuff I never would have thought to ask. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like watching other smart people have a conversation. So just to like paint a picture, the month has barely started. Here's a really great example of that. Of the 9 most recent posts, there's 55 replies. So that's what I mean by the engagement rate is sick. It won't just be like one post and one question. So if you're looking for that kind of professional family and camaraderie, and stupid intelligence and expertise. Come and hang out with us. It's ogmembership.com. You definitely want to be there because everybody's cool. It's the Cool Kids Club.
It's the Cool Kids Club. This is why I'm going to bring you back. One of the 100 reasons I'm going to bring you back every month to do this call with me. Yeah, you say such nice things about the Grove and the Grove members. And, maybe if you did sign up for your membership for a different reason, like maybe you're logging in, to use our, replays or something like that instead. Remember this group is here too. Jump back in and, we'd love to see you back in the group commenting again. Okay, the last item on the list before we wrap things up. This is so non-specific, so cryptic. But when it comes to August events, August things, if anybody watching this, anyone from our membership or just our broader community is from the Vancouver, Kelowna, Squamish, British Columbia area, maybe even like the Washington state of Washington, West Coast. If you are in those neighborhoods and you love Monkeypod, send me like a DM or an email. I'd love to know who's geographically out in that like West Coast Canada or Northwest US region. That's all I can say for now. No more information. That's it.
Yeah.
Send me an email or
I
DM.
think it's safe to say that anything we do, whether it's recording a course or going to an event and working on some content, Monkeypod is a highly collaborative content production machine. So we don't pretend to know it all and do everything. That's why we constantly have guest blog posts. We constantly tap in our intelligent humans that we know in our networks to come and record content with or for us. We're releasing a course very, very soon. When is that going to be ready, Cam?
We have 4 courses in production right now.
Oh my God. Okay.
You talking about email?
Like, which one?
Email deliverability or
the Adrian
starter
Savage
kit or the
this Adrian Savage one.
or the I'm not allowed to say because if I screw it up, then
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see it launched to members by September, and you'll see like a significant like new audience push related to kind of anchored against Black Friday, Cyber Monday content in November. But like members and friends will definitely start to see it in September.
Cool. And that's just an excellent example. Like just like we had Dave Lee on to talk about the list defender, like we're nerds, Cam and I. We're highly knowledgeable on the topic. We do it for our clients and the various people that we serve on a regular basis. But if we're going to do a course and make sure that people are educated and confident enough to do it on their own, we're going to bring in the badass team.
Always, every time.
So
we're smart, but our friends are smarter. Absolutely.
In the Pacific Northwest of the States or on the western side of Canada, give us a call. We want to hang out with you. I just wrote that. I have a music degree. That's why. So I can...
All right, Jade, let's land this plane.
Can't we just do this for a long time and just?
I could do it for an hour. Honestly, I'm not sure that our audience, they love us. I'm not sure if they're going to hang out for an hour. Maybe they would.
Mark Penny would.
Let us know if you want. If this felt way too short for all of you, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll write a whole new plan for the August live stream. Okay, Jade, anything else?
No, I'm loving Mark Penny's comments. He said Monkeypod is the best Facebook group I've ever been in, and he doesn't get excited about Facebook groups ever. And everyone's there to lift each other up. I don't know when he said it, but he said Jade is not wrong. So we're just going to blanket statement.
Across all 6 items on our agenda.
True. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's end on that note.
we didn't announce like in advance that we were going live today. So if you're not with us live, we'll still see the comments. If it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later, drop a comment, drop a like, tell us what you're looking forward to in August, and we'll see you at all those events.
See you there.
Bye.